Hi everybody, welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft Season 4 Episode 140 with me, Sid, and I'm just out here in the wilderness next to this rather nice vein of copper. The other copper has gone. There's a surface copper here. There's There's a surface copper here. Oh, some surface bauxite as well, just for good measure, should we wish it. Where's the copper gone? It's over here somewhere. Here. And there's another one over there, plus his surface gold down there. And if we were to come over this way, this particular area also has... let me just get myself to the place where we need to be. Come on, jump! I love these boots. Surface gold. 25. That's another surface gold entry, so I suppose we should mark that one on this island. Is mad. That, I mean, you don't need gold desperately. Gold is actually probably the thing we need least out of all the minerals. The surface water shard, surface earth shard, surface yeah, it's just lots. And over here, as I was pointing out as I was heading over to it, is come on, somewhere around here. Let me get up there. Is a good old surface redstone somewhere around in here. I know. Where are you? We have seen surface redstone. It is marked on the map, ergo we've seen it. But now all we have to do is find it. Okay. It doesn't want to be found. It's quite happy being hidden, isn't it? Oh, God. We've seen it around here. It must... ow. It's probably down here, actually. And there's probably more to be had. This does not look like a natural formation to me. Oh God, that's not... Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, alright. This is probably the area where it is though, so we should be able to go and hunt for a little more. Anyway, yeah. There is absolutely no point to running a quarry that is empty. The copper quarry we had has more or less run out, so we are going to go back over here and get the quarry set up again running copper. Copper's are fairly useful. It's almost always useful, so we'll pop down the quarry. Bonk. We'll go and get the markers because I don't want to waste them. And I say cheap, but not so cheap that I want to lose them. Right, let's go back over here. I brought a whole load of blaze rods with me, and we've got the Jenny here. The generator can go there. Apparently that has still got a little bit of stuff going on here, but there, stick you on the top. Item conduit on there. It's an extract and always active. That's an insert. If I chuck those in, that should test that out, and then we'll pop you on there. We'll go there we go. That's 25 in there and some in there, and set that running. And we're going to get obviously a few bits and pieces as it goes through and knocks all these up. Obviously it doesn't mine any of these, so we should get less of this crystal, which will be good because we did get a little bit snided out with quartz crystals from the quarry glitch before, which, you know, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be doing its thing. It certainly should be good for a little while, and eventually, yep, I think we've timed this about right. We should start getting lots and lots of lovely copper to go with the copper we've already got, but you know, it's still copper. And we and a small sphalerite just for good measure. There you go. Anyway, that's that done. Now while we're waiting for that, I'm going to head back to base and we'll continue on with the plan. So I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so we're back, and one of the problems we've been having recently is even with our improved power production, there are limitations. The limitations are, as you can see here, this is, let's have a look, you are now all done, you are done. That is still going up, so that means that there's still stuff in the output or the input of this. Yep, you can see here we've still got aluminium rubble going through to make aluminium pebbles, and that is backed right up with aluminium. So that's the first issue, and we're almost out of juice. Even with this running and the solar, which we haven't got a lot of because obviously it's now night time, and all of the other things running, it is draining us, well, draining us dry. Now there's a number of options we have. One of those options is more solar panels. There is a slight downside to that particular plan in that, well, there's not actually no downside. There are several options still, and we can start to look. So we have RF alternator, which converts electricity using RF flux. If we have a look at the alternator as a thing, there is a railcraft charge alternator which generates electricity from a charge, but we can't do it in reverse as best as I can see. So how do we go forwards? You see, the solar options in this are very limited. The solar panel from Magneticraft generates 50 watts, and it uses some plastic sheet, which I've got no idea how to make, and various other dusts and things. And then you're into these, so you're going to need to make, what's this, electrical age? How the hell 2x3 rotating solar panel? I mean, these are all very interesting things, and it produces volts and watts, so I'm guessing electrical age doesn't have anything to change that back into RF. I can't see why it would. Plug socket. It's an interesting, I mean, this mod looks interesting, but it also looks hellishly complicated. And you probably need to have a degree in electrical engineering just to understand what half of this stuff is doing. Turbines, things, low power transmitters and stuff, and macerators and compressors. Interesting stuff, things that I have got no idea how half of this stuff works. Turbines, yeah, this definitely looks like it may hang on, that's to any other energy exporter. I'm very tempted to have a look. Tell you what, before we go any further, let's just jump over to the testing world and just have a quick peek at what's involved with this electrical age stuff, shall we? See you in a moment. Alright, didn't even bother bringing you into that world. I couldn't figure it out. It's confusing. It didn't actually seem very efficient, and there are times when it is a good idea to stick to what you know, and there are times when it's a good idea to move forward and just try new things. But yeah, so these things are relatively cheap. We've got lots of fused quartz. We can make daylight sensors all day long. We've got silicon. The only really expensive item on there is the energetic alloy. That's gold, redstone, and glowstone. So, well, redstone, yeah, not a problem. In fact, I'm going to set some of this macerating right now. We'll run it with the dark steel because, you know, you get more drops from it. And so redstone, not a problem. Gold, really isn't a problem. I'll just take those and put that in. The only real issue that we have, silicon, as you can see, is not that much of a problem. Gold, we have got 16 stacks of gold. Not that much of a problem. We're starting to get our native copper here as well, which is nice. Yeah, what was I saying? Glowstone. Glowstone is an issue. It's a bit pricey. Oh, it's not very pricey, but it's a bit of a pain. However, I did foresee this some time ago, because the recipe for glowstone is redstone, sulfur, graphite. Redstone, sulfur, graphite, and yellow dye, which is limonite powder. But yellow dye is not cheap. However, combine lime water with yellow dye and you get a paint, and paint also works in that recipe. So yeah, we can make that no problem at all. We need to get some redstone. I'll put some of that in there for now. Yeah, I've got an itchy nose. Put those blaze rods away as well while we're thinking about it. Redstone, that. Let's have a double check. You know what? It's easier to go look for glowstone. Sulfur and graphite. Sulfur should not be a issue. Graphite, we've got that, but I'm sure we've got some more somewhere else. Let's go and have a look. We've got graphite. Thing is, and we can grind that in there. We can put it through a crusher. We can put it through a sag mill. There we go. That's problem solved. Just try and avoid using the manual crusher if at all possible. But we also do need to keep our eyes on this stuff. So let's get this gone. And we should be good to do you, and you to get 4 stacks of glowstone. I mean, that's pretty cheap, really. So we'll put you away. We shall place you away. We'll put that away. We'll take 1, 2, 64. Let's do, well, tell you what. Let's just do 32. So 32 of those. 32 of those. That's going to give me 16 photovoltaics, potentially. Anyway. We need to go in here, and we're doing that. Okay, I'm going to cook that up. Be back in a minute. Alright, if I hit a slight snag. I haven't got much iron. I've actually gone through the iron, and we're probably going to need to reposition that quarry sooner rather than later to take 32 of those to get anywhere with this belt. We are going to do that, and that. That will make me electrical steel, which hopefully I've got enough juice just to do that. I've turned this off for the time being. Obviously we're only running that and this right now, but yeah, I think we're going to need to we can make 8 more panels, which will, and we could probably go and steal a couple from there now, because I don't think that needs to be full juice. What we actually need to do is also make these 16. Take those. What have we got? That we got lots of planks Have I got anything where? White owl 3 times 32. That'll do. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we need 6 more. So just do the same again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will give us 16 of those once they're in the right ballpark. Should probably put the sycamore planks back, and these can go over here. And we should be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 2, and 2. That's going to give us 2 more of those to place into the loop, and then we'll hopefully be able to then go out and process these process this lignite I've got, which is a reasonably large amount of lignite, has to be said. And if we can just get this to the point where it can generate, I'm going to go and take 2 of those off here as well. If we can just get this to the point where it will generate enough power to go up, then we should be able to use this. But I think we are going to have to contemplate using a slightly, because there's still tons of oil here. We're nowhere near ready to start tapping that well. Yeah, I mean, the other thing we could look at is a water mill. That may be something we want to do going forward. That why is that going up? Am I missing something here? Am I missing something really, really stupid, that these things are plugged into the system but not actually supplying it? Because that would be quite bizarre. It's going up 25, so alright. Well, that seems to be okay. Let me whack that through the sag mill. And I'm going to put both of those in there. Now that is going to have a net reduction, I think, on everything here, but this should then start getting iron rubble. Wow, that really knocks the juice down hugely. Oh well, nearly done. At least as far as that's concerned. We need to get some fairly serious power going, I think. Now, there is other stuff in MagneticCraft, of course. But it's just what? Wind turbine, for example, uses wind. Geothermal pump, pumps lava and uses it to generate heat. Well, there's no point with that, because the lava doesn't exist at the bottom. Thermopile from temperature of adjacent blocks. Now, we could make a blue steel bucket and use those. They would be doable, but what would we use for the cold? I mean, we've got no way of making packed ice as far as I am aware. No, we have no way of making packed ice. Or ice. Oh, actually we can make ice that way, but again, if it melts then we've got trouble. And if we can make that, can we make frost-bound block? Probably not. Coolant cell. Alright, just bear with me a second. I'm going to go and have a little fertile around the old interweb and see if we can't find anything worthwhile. And I'll be back with you in a mo. I think I've tracked down my problem. I had a definite cross connection between this, so that we've now got going in 109 RF per tick. Obviously the solar panels are down at the moment, but that's fine. We've got an input there, we've got an input at the top, and we've got an input at the back, and the output should be here at the bottom, which means if we place one more piece of cable here and then go and turn that off. No, okay, that's not right. That's right. What we need to do is we need to get you and go around here. Sometimes it pays just to go and have a look at what you're up to, what you've been doing, because sometimes you can have a brain fart moment, or in my case you can, more often than not, you can have a brain fart moment and do something wrong, and that is an extract, which means yes, it's going down, but if we quickly sleep the night off and let the solars come back into play, we should hopefully, once I've eaten, oh damn it, once I've eaten, we should hopefully have a positive, or at least not a, yeah, there you go, we're actually getting 5 RF per tick, even though we've got various things running now, and it's early doors in the day, so that is going up, as you can see, because fortunately the thing just decided to kick in. Suppose what we could do is look at turning that off. That would potentially be a good career move, perhaps. However, that will hopefully be a little bit more efficient, because I really need to recharge my my jetpack. I mean, that's only 10 RF per tick, so I wouldn't expect this to be shooting it, but in conjunction with that and that, then maybe we'll see a slight improvement. This, should we, I mean, we can take the thing all the way down and just turn it so it's 0 to 200. That's still hardly worth the effort. The other way of doing it, can you stick a switch on it, or lever? Let me take you back to there for the time being. Don't know why there, just there. How are you doing? 40 rubble. I suppose we should just get that process through, shouldn't we? Got a little bit of nickel there as well, so iron. We'll let the iron pebbles come through, and then what we'll do is we'll swap them out into here so they become the thing, the item that we want. We'll just let that run through then. Okay, back in a mo. Alright, we've got the last 6 panels, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will fit us in nicely. So So we've got a fairly hefty solar panel. We should probably do something over this side just to support them, because that makes no sense as it stands. But yeah, while the sun's up, we have got a reasonable source of power going, and hopefully with the MagneticCraft stuff turned off, or whether that's turned off, everything else is on but not doing anything, we should see a net gain of a few hundred RF per tick, which will be nice. However, we're not going to really see any great net gains until we get to the fact that all of this backlog of aluminium and all of this backlog have cooked, and they ain't going to cook until, well, till they cook. It's as simple as. We could, for example, take a few of those out and double up the process, and I'm not sure whether that will increase. There's a definite increased drain on that, so, but it will at least speed that process up. Let me have a look. You've got 5 plus those, and okay, do that. We will, however, need to shift all of this lot to somewhere safe, and then obviously this is going to kind of feed into there, and it's going to block up basically. I need to take at least half of that out and put it back over here, because 64 is going to be 32, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stacks. That's, let me just take these out. It's probably quicker to do it this way. So that's 5 stacks, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8. Because there's a stack in the furnace, of course, as well. Less what's in here. Well, we'll see how that goes. However, while all of that is doing, and it's going to take a long time, I've got a couple of choices. One is you could AFK. It's not really much of a choice. I don't like AFKing as a mechanism. Obviously, sometimes skyblock maps and things, it is essential, but this is not a skyblock map. I've got 1 and a bit sandwiches left. We've got a whole thing of ceramic vessels there. So the other thing we could do is we could go and try and expose some more land. We tried to basically clear out a whole bunch of this area, and we've never really found any more land masses over this way at all. And I don't believe that there's this massive area of land. See, we are quarrying here. I don't believe there's nothing around these. And obviously we've got all of this down here as well, which we could go down. If you find any surface hematite or anything, we've got, you know, there's masses of space to go and explore. So that would make more sense, because obviously this is all chunk loaded. So let me, I have already done that one, haven't I? So I'm just looking at things. Oh, did I pillage that spawner? And it's like, I know I did. I don't know why I asked the question, but yeah, we can go out and find some more bits and pieces, maybe find some more, or some order or entropy shards, and have a look around. So I'm going to make myself a whole bunch of food and sandwiches, and we'll head off and do that. I think take a full one of them, what we got there? Oh, I've got a lot of bread, so maybe we should grind some barley. Might be worthwhile. In fact, let me just put those back in here while we sort that. Yeah, got that to do. Back in a second. All right, we are prepared as much as we can be. We did have a zombie out here, but he appears to have gone. So we're going to head off this way to start with. We've got a reasonable amount of juice in the jetpack, so I'm not going to worry too much because I'm going to be mainly gliding anyway. Will get us down to an area where we can start continuing our exploration, and again I shall see you in a moment. Alright, well we're down just over here from where we were, and we tried going that way with no joy, so I'm going to try heading straight down south and just seeing what we can trouble we can find. I'm wondering whether to, I think I will boat rather than jetpack. Save the fuel for when it's important, because you know it's not everlasting, and while we've got energy issues, just recharging even that jetpack is going to put a bit of a strain on the old batteries. So yeah, we can sail. It's a bit you know, bit of a backward step. Look at all that blue, lovely blue water shards down there. So yeah, we're going to have a little look around and, you know, see what we can see, find some new terrain that we've maybe not, well, not that we've maybe not, we'll know whether we've found it or not before, because obviously we won't have it on the map. But have a good look around, see what we can see, and yeah, at the moment all we can see is the deep blue sea. There's that old sailor who went to CCC, saw when he went to CCC. But right now, we need to go and find some stuff. So yeah, and at the same time, while we're doing this, all of that lovely ore is processing back into ingots back at the base. So yeah, it's kind of win-win, isn't it? See you in a short while. All right, we're back on this southern continent, just south of the main spawn continent, where we down here. Found a jungle island there. There's obviously some tainted biome there, which potentially interesting, but not really a lot going on. So I thought we'd come down here because there's an awful lot of this landmass that we really haven't explored, and there's another landmass over there by the looks of it. And the reason we haven't explored it is because we flew over most of it, which is it's been pointed out before that the downside to flying everywhere, or being able to fly everywhere, is that you lose track of where you've been, and you don't spot the obvious resources that you would do when you start, you know, ground pounding it with your old leggies. So for example here, gold. We probably should mark that, even though it's a long way away. You know, my philosophy holds. In fact, we'll put down we'll stick a gold question. We'll stick a gold question mark in there. Just doesn't. That's actually quite a bit green, but doesn't really matter. So we can check around these areas quite easily and just see if we can't find anything interesting. I am interested in if I find any surface iron. I will probably mine that up and send it back. There's quartz. I don't think we're going to want quartz for a while. Fire shards again. A lot of this we'll probably never need again. So it's kind of a mixed bag, because there's an awful lot of stuff we will need, an awful lot of stuff we won't need. So yeah, because and there is something, and again I've said this many times, and I'll almost certainly say it many times again, because such is my way. There is something very relaxing about just poddling around, exploring and finding new stuff as you go. You know, it's I don't know, it's there's something very relaxing about Minecraft terrain generation, I suppose, which is, I suppose, a really very odd way of thinking about it, but it does. It's not got that same manic do or die kind of feel that you get from some video games where you can't stop for a second, because if you do, something's going to come along and eat your face off or whatever. And of course it's Minecraft, so things will come across and eat our face. If we don't sleep and we let things spawn, there'll be plenty of opportunity for face eating going about. But it's I think it's a much more gentle pace. Even when it's at its worst, it's actually not that bad. TFC, of course, is an entirely different ball game entirely, because that adds an element of, especially early doors, it adds elements of madness to the game. But right now, it's quite sedate and nice, and we can just potter along and just see what we can see if we can't find any interesting ores or interesting formations of land, because sometimes it's as much about finding new sites as it is about finding new resources. And I do like that. TFC terrain generation is an odd one. I mean, in many respects these areas can be incredibly sparse, but schist is not one more. I've got my list, by the way, as well. No, we've got schist. It's just limestone, andesite and dolomite now. Man, not much, is it? We're getting there. We're living the dream. We're living the dream of almost having all of the rocks and dirts and sands and everything else. Completionist. So yeah, this is something to do while we wait for the ores and metals to process through back at the base and the power to build up a little bit. And there are worse ways to spend your time. Come on, let me get up there. I don't know. Oh, hello. There's these underground, obviously. But we're not seeing much in the way of resources, but it's quite nice terrain. Some interesting structures and the likes. So I'll keep on searching. We'll probably continue this on next episode for a bit of it, and then we'll head back. We'll see what we can do. I really would like to find some easily accessible iron, so I can do something about the iron things. I know these are almost certainly some accessible iron back at one of well, I know there are surface iron veins that I've got marked on the map, but the thing about those is they're all close to home and handy should I desperately need iron in the future without wanting to have to go miles and miles to find anything. So yeah, but until next time, thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestions on power, I have a few other ideas in my head on power, one of which is the immersive engineering diesel generator, which is an absolute beast when it comes to power gen. But yeah, what are you? You are dacite, and you're also just pulled up from the low ground anyway. Yeah, until then, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.